After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Check 52 for Mike. Check 52 for Mike.
They pitch it out to Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. There he goes left side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 8. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hot. Hot.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. DeForest Buckner. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 11. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go. 12, 13.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Being chased out left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Hey, come on.
On 3rd down, that's Coleman. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Drops it off for Coleman. Finding room at the 30. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Yards that time on the punt, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Green 39! Green 39!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Right side complete to Butler. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. He got 29 yards that time. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Mayfield on 1st down. Underneath for Johnson. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. From the gun, Mayfield. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert. 2nd-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And able to find Kirk complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. This is 1st and goal from about the 8.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On 1st down, Garoppolo. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let him outside where they can really shred your defense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Lucky 56.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They go play action here on 1st down. That's caught by Butler over the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability. A try here for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And he stopped immediately there. Jerry Hughes on the stop. Two minutes to play here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Play action. Garoppolo. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 41 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And the Niners move the chains as Garoppolo hooks up with Taylor.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis as the first half is winding down. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Gold now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10.
3-19.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. He's going to launch this thing. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Over. Hot.
1st down, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
120. Go ahead.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Wide open receiver complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go. 180. Check your heartbeat. Here we go. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get set.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And that'll bring up second down.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and they're going to have a third down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
The Niners on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. 13, 13.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Garoppolo again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Jerry Hughes able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And he He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Set, 319. 319. Detroit, Detroit.
Mayfield. He's going to sling this deep down, and this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 319. 319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved. And
in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty.
Lucky 56.
Here's Mayfield. Flushed out right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Ricky Seals-Jones, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cardinals are in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Go ahead.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. They find some open field here. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. He got 29 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Garoppolo now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Niners on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go, here we go. 13. Hey, go.
So that'll back him up 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
20, 180. 11. Hey, go.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jason Verrett.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Left side, caught by Matthews. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. First target, first catch at a 1st down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Coleman now. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw is Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And with the play clock about to expire, Kyle Shanahan's going to use a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Just wide of the upright, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. So it's his 2nd miss of the game. They both hurt. This one especially so.
Yeah, you've got a chance to give your guys a second-half lead, and they're counting on you to put them in front. And I tell you, there's no one more disappointed than he is that he let his guys down.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Gun! 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 Gun!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think a Cardinal was able to gain possession, yes. So they will hold on to the ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here we go now. 319! 319! 57, Mike. Mike 57. Here I come. Hot!
2nd down, Mayfield. Space to maneuver at the 40. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield, flush to his right, underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun. Hot.
Mayfield now on second down, dumping it off for Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Detroit! Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
A first down throw for Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Oliver. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
No. Check. Patriot! Hurry up. Here we go. 319! 319!
First down, Mayfield. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Set! 319! 319! Leopard! Gun!
Here's Mayfield. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Christian Kirk, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals have broken the tie. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. He's got it at the 15. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. 64 yards. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Coleman on the toss. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. So getting the big touchdown they needed late in the fourth. Now what do? You conservative and just tie it up?
No, I think you put your practice into game situation. Go as fast as possible. You already have your play call ready to go. Go for 2 and decide it right now.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now Mayfield. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit. Detroit. Let's go.
Mayfield to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Detroit. Detroit. Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. We own them. We own them.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Past the 20. Well, there's that man again. It's complete. And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Except for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been the Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Coleman. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of Central Casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. They go play action here on first down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
11, 180.
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And this is hauled in by Matthews. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And, partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down or big yardage. Because whether we're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. And once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him.
120, left 80.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it, all right? I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. A partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Niners, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.